And Pete's right. We lived across from each other for a number of years. Went on to high school. Lucky enough to graduate out of there, and then went into the Army together. Was it March what, Pete? You recall the date?
29th.
29th. And yeah, the numbers are one following the other. So as far as the serial numbers at that time, they didn't give you Social Security numbers. We were using service numbers. And went to what? Fort Campbell, Kentucky?
Yep.
Was where we first were
Station.
taken to. For 2 months, we were down there together, and then we were separated. He went to California, and I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. But for those 2 months, we needed each other. We really did. I think the first night after our haircuts and stuff, he looked down at me and he goes, "God, you're ugly." And the other thing was, what in the hell did you get us into? Yeah, that was kind of one of those deals. What the hell did we get into? Because I don't know if they'd yell and scream and like they did back then with the new ones now. But it was frightening. It was just scary as hell. But as you can see, we survived.
Did you go to different, but then you were separated?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay.
We were separated for the rest of our military time at that time, yeah. And Pete ended up going, you went to,
California. California.
and then I was at Fort Polk, Louisiana, and then from Louisiana went to Vietnam for the year. So,
And a little add to it, we signed up, I'm making this up, but it's pretty close. Signed up on Thursday and we were on the bus on Tuesday.
Like,
They wanted you out of
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like when we got to basic training, I was the one that creased the hat.
Oh, now I've got to tell that story.
Okay, you tell it.
So there, we get down there, and you know how they give you your just a basic green hat, and Pete takes his hat and he kind of tucks it in like, kind of make it look a little neat, tucks it in like that. And that goddamn DI, he comes over there and he takes that hat off of Pete and he puts his fist right into that hat, throws it back on Pete's hat, but the beak is sitting off like this off to the side. And we're sitting with our hands on our pants. Oh my God, scared to death. So yeah, I don't think he creased his hat after that.
And then I had to run around the company.
Oh, did you that time?
Because of that, I was running around and B on the corner. Every time I go around the corner, he'd snicker. Then I'd come around the corner about the third time, and the drill sergeant was standing right there. He says, 10 push-ups. And around I went again and again and again until I was back in my duffel bag. I never creased my hat again.
No, I don't imagine you did. Probably not to this day.
No, we had good times. A friend of ours who was happened to be an acting drill sergeant on the other side of the base we graduated with. When we were let go to be able to go somewhere, we went over to see him, whose name was John Drew. And when we went into the barracks, we were looking for him, and one of the, just like us, we asked for his name, asked his name and where he was, and he says, he's over there, but I wouldn't wake him up, because he's an old bear is what he was. But we went over there and kicked his bed and woke him up, and just friends.
Yeah. He rolled over and looked at us and says, "Oh, it's just you guys." And all he had on us was 2 months. That's all he was. He just happened to be there 2 months longer than us.
That's a long time there.
Yeah.
so when you came out, when you then did you kept in contact, or
Oh yeah, we literally live in the same town.
Yeah.
Okay. When I came out, I could still walk across the cornfield to his house.
That's excellent.
Now there's houses, but back then it was cornfield, and we're kind of back to some civility of normal.
So how did you kind of come about getting on the Badge of Honor flight? Can you tell us that story?
Well, I'll start it, and he can maybe finish it. But when Philip called me on January 29th about his terminal issue, I called somebody in
Oh.
Milwaukee, and through the Badger Flight information, and then I sent him an email. He called me the next day. I don't have his name at hand, but he called me and said, "We'll get you on a flight."
Wow.
He said, "I'm out of the Milwaukee thing. You're going to have to work with Madison to do this." But he says, "Because of this, we'll get you on." And in spring, that was March, I think, when we were doing the stuff, he was going through his treatments at that point in time. So our goal was to do fall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was pretty sick at the time, and I didn't think I'd get to this day. And they've got I've been taking chemo now for, I forget how many months, but anyway, the chemo has at least stunted the tumors.
Excellent.
And it's got me stable, is all they're saying, but it's pancreatic and liver cancer is what I've got.
Wow.
So we're dealing with it like everything else.
Mm-hmm. So what are you looking forward to? Have you been to DC before?
We both have.
Both have, yeah. Yep, I have went and seen the wall. A lot of the other things I didn't see, but I did happen to see the wall. Plus, I've seen the traveling wall.
Mm.
So,
And then, what was it,
And,
Tom?
and you have a friend on that wall, do you not?
yes, yeah,
Okay.
He does have a friend on the wall
yeah.
from his company or
Wow.
platoon.
Wow. Wow.
Unfortunately.